How would it feel if you were stronger, leaner, more energetic, building generational wealth, becoming financially free, waking up every morning with fire for the passion, meaning in your life? That's exactly what we want to help you do in our Iron Gathering, a mastermind community for like-minded men, where we're going to encourage one another. We're going to help mold each other and shape each other to become exactly those type of men who create the lives of our dreams. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. If that sounds like you, we're running a special right now. $10, you can lock in that lifetime rate, $10 a month. All right, that's not going to last long. And so that link's down below here. Like and subscribe to this video. Men, join our community. We need you in there. You add so much to us as well. And then I do want to say our newsletter is full of very practical tips, amazing writing, and I want you to sign up. It is free. And so just go to the link. It's here below. Just put your email in, and then you'll be a part of that newsletter once a week, and it will bless your life. This week we have 4 videos from inside our coaching community we're going to release to you day by day. I want you to listen to the very practical strategies we are going to use to get you to that future self, to that person who is stronger, more energetic, wealthier, and living life on fire with purpose and meaning. Here we go. In order to help you wrestle with the highest principle in your life, we're going to look at 7 different pillars of self-growth, self-mastery in an 8-week cycle. And so that first pillar is your health, your fitness, and nutrition. And so week 1 is going to be fitness. And so in week 1, you're going to get an 8-week workout. All right. And so we're going to talk about that workout plan. You're going to be able to ask any questions. And so you're going to have very actionable workout planning. And we're going to have different goals through the year that we're going to be training for. The second week is nutrition. I'm not going to tell you how to live. I'm going to give you information. I'm going to give you education and feedback, but you're going to have to make your own choices. So we'll go through a lot of different nutrition tips and tricks and habits that allow you to develop a healthy, successful life, try to hold those lean body weights, build muscle, all those things. All right. And so the second one that we want to go to of our pillars is the pillar of purpose and meaning. And so as we master what we do, we find meaning in life. And when we know the answer to the question, what do I really want out of life? That we find a life that drives us forward. We find a life of deep fulfillment when we have that meaning. And so we're going to do a lot of things. Really, I don't know that you can wrestle with that question enough. What is the highest impossible best thing I can do with my life? And so week 3 in the process is going to deal with just that. What's your purpose and your meaning so you can live your life on fire? Week 4, we're going to look at self-growth. And so in all of these areas, as we grow, as we learn from our mistakes, as we take control of our mind, we become better versions of ourselves. And when we become better, we show up better for everyone around us, and we can also show up better to fulfill the purpose and meaning God has created for our life. And so we're going to look at mindsets. We're going to look at also a lot of books in these 8 weeks we'll be reading through together, and we want you to participate reading those books, discussing them together as well during our self-growth week. Then the next pillar, week 5, we're going to look at financial mastery. So we really want to be men who create generational wealth for not only ourselves, but our family, and then allow us to be generous as well. And so as we have generational wealth, we can give to good causes. We can give to make our communities better. We can give to those who are hurt and needy. And so we're going to look at how to invest, just the basics, budgeting, how to set up a legacy of wealth for your family, and how you can create that. We'll have some fun looking at crypto and looking at options, things like that, just to give you some education on it. And so you can get a lot more skill in your life, a lot more options for you in order to create the financial goals and reach them for yourself. The next week, we're going to look at responsibility and relationships in life. maybe nothing will affect how much quality of life you have than the relationships you have with people. So you can be living a life of purpose and meaning, but if your relationships are broken, you may not have the full enjoyment that you can. And so our relationships are critical to a fulfilling life. We're going to just look at what we can do from our side to have good relationships with people. And then also that principle is responsibility, that we will be men who live a life of responsibility, blessing, protection, that we will proactively take these things on with our life in order to create a fulfilling life for ourselves and a better world. All right, week 7 in the cycle, we're going to move to contribution and legacy building. Not only do we want to leave a legacy of generational wealth for our family, for the world around us, but we also want to live a life of purpose and meaning that creates a legacy. And so as we do all these things together, we can contribute to a better world. This week is going to be marked with very actionable giving challenges, and really be creative on how we can create a better world. And so this will be a fun and rewarding week. This week 8 is going to be on Sabbath building and celebrating life. And so with all this focus on, not settling for average and really pushing to be the best version of ourselves, we have to learn to rest and recover and to celebrate and enjoy the ride. And so this is a very important week to the process. As we look at Sabbath, we also learn to live with humility and to trust God's part in the process. We have to do all we can, but really God is the one who brings the growth, and Sabbath helps us to learn that. And we have to celebrate and enjoy our life. And I think sometimes, I know for myself, I can get too focused on accomplishing. And so if I'm not intentional about enjoying the process, sometimes I can push that to the side. So we really want to be intentional with that in order that we can have that highest and best life for ourselves. So that's our 8-week cycle. We're going to go through it over and over again. And every time we go through, what we want is to learn more about ourselves, to practice it, to fail, to learn from those mistakes. Look, I'm an imperfect and broken vessel. I'm going to be actively doing this with you. No one is going to push harder than myself in this group in learning and growing. And so it's not a place for perfect people, but it is a place for people who want to give their best and learn, grow, and become the best version of themselves. After the 8-week cycle, though, we are going to take a week or 2 off. And so that is actually practicing Sabbath, which we will have just talked about. And so, but during these weeks, we really want to have fun discussions on a lot of different topics. If that's martial arts, hunting, shooting, any of these things we can learn during this week, survival. And so I also want you to participate in leading some of those discussions. And so there's going to be opportunities in those weeks for you to lead maybe some of your interests or your skills and giftings in your life. And so there's a lot here that I believe you will benefit from greatly in enjoying your life, wrestling with the highest principle, and becoming the greatest version of yourself that will build a greater world around us.